Welcome to The Explainer. So let's just dive right into this. If you're a new driver who's just hitting the road, or honestly, even if you've been driving for literally decades, seeing those flashing red and blue lights in your rearview mirror, yeah, it can make your heart completely skip a beat. It's an incredibly stressful moment. So today, I'm going to be stepping in as your personal legal guide. We're going to navigate one of the absolute most high-pressure situations you might ever encounter behind the wheel, the traffic stop. Specifically, we're unpacking that massive question: can police search your car without your permission?
I want you to picture this scenario. You're pulled over on the side of the road. The officer walks up to your window, shines a flashlight inside, and asks that dreaded question: mind if I take a quick look inside your car? Well, should you say yes? This single question is really the high-stakes climax of a traffic stop. You can practically feel the tension, right? How you answer in that split second determines literally everything that happens next. And unfortunately, without the right prep, a huge number of drivers get it completely wrong. Section 1. The biggest mistake. When those lights start flashing, drivers consistently make one major mistake, and I want to show you exactly how to avoid falling into this trap. Basically, panic equals saying yes immediately. Look, it is completely natural to feel a huge wave of nerves when you get pulled over. You're worried about a speeding ticket, you're flustered, your mind is just racing. But the absolute biggest mistake you can make is letting that panic force you into immediately agreeing to a search without actually understanding your rights. A lot of people accidentally give up vital legal protections just to end the awkwardness or because they want to look super compliant to authority. Don't let your nerves make your legal decisions for you. Section 2. The locked door rule. Okay, before we drop you into the actual traffic stop scenario, let's strip away all that complex constitutional legalese. We're going to translate your Fourth Amendment rights into everyday, bite-sized language so you know exactly what protects you. Think about a locked house door on one hand and a locked car door on the other. Most of us intuitively know that the police can't just stroll through the locked front door of our home without a warrant or a really specific emergency, right? Because your home is your private space. The law protects it fiercely. Well, your car operates under a very similar umbrella of privacy rights. Sure, vehicles have slightly different rules because, they're mobile, but the core foundational principle is exactly the same. You have a right to privacy. Your car isn't just an open invitation for a search simply because you're driving on a public road. Section 3. Steps for staying calm. So I want you to imagine I'm your personal legal counsel riding shotgun right now and we're getting pulled over. Here is the exact procedure we're going to follow to de-escalate things. Step 1, stay calm. Just take a deep breath as you pull over and put the car in park. Step 2, and I literally cannot stress this enough, keep your hands visible. The absolute best spot is resting them right on top of the steering wheel. Step 3, no sudden movements. Don't go reaching into the glove box or diving under your seat for your registration until the officer specifically asks you to. Why? Because keeping your hands completely visible and avoiding sudden movements directly ensures the officer's safety. They don't know who you are or what's in your car, so making them feel safe instantly de-escalates the whole encounter. And finally, step 4, be respectful. A calm, polite demeanor goes a really long way in setting a positive tone. Now, I really have to issue a stern, protective warning right here. Never physically resist or argue aggressively, even if you feel the stop is completely unfair or you've done absolutely nothing wrong. The side of the road is not the courtroom. It's just not the place to litigate your case or prove a point. Regardless of the situation, your absolute priority is staying clear, respectful, and safe. Arguing aggressively, it only escalates the tension, causes panic, and honestly puts everyone at immediate risk. Section 4. The consent scenario. Okay, so you've stayed calm, your hands are highly visible on the wheel, and you respectfully handed over your license. Now the officer walks up to your window and asks, "Can we search your car?" Or, maybe they phrase it a bit more casually just to lower your guard. Something like, "You don't mind if I take a quick look around in there, do you?" They're testing the waters. The psychology of this moment is entirely designed to make you feel like you have to say yes, just to be seen as cooperative. You're under a ton of pressure, the lights are flashing, an authority figure is asking a direct question. Do not get caught off guard here. Recognize this question for what it actually is. It's a request for you to voluntarily waive your constitutional rights. Now, it's absolutely crucial to understand that there are specific circumstances where the law actually allows vehicle searches without your permission. Circumstances heavily matter, and strict legal standards apply. For instance, if an officer sees something illegal just sitting in plain sight on your passenger seat, or if they smell something illegal, or if they have actual legal probable cause to believe there's evidence of a crime in the vehicle, well, the law might allow them to proceed with a search whether you agree to it or not. So yeah, sometimes police can legally search without you saying yes. Understanding that little bit of nuance is key so you aren't completely blindsided.
Section 5. Practicing your refusal.
But what happens if those specific legal exceptions don't apply? Well, it's time for our most actionable takeaway of this entire explainer. I'm going to prep you right now to confidently and politely decline a search, ensuring you don't just accidentally give away your rights out of sheer nervousness. Wherever you're sitting or standing right now, I want you to read this out loud with me. Ready? I do not consent to a search. Let's actually do it one more time, just to really lock it in. I do not consent to a search. You need to build the mental muscle memory for this exact phrase. Notice how it sounds? You don't need to be rude, you don't need to be loud, and you certainly don't need to offer some lengthy, defensive explanation about why you're saying no. A calm, firm statement is all it takes. Because if they search anyway based on what they think is probable cause, you've made it legally clear on the record that you politely refused and didn't voluntarily agree to it.
At the end of the day, simple legal knowledge protects you. By understanding how to stay calm, keeping those hands visible to protect everyone's safety, and knowing exactly how to politely decline a search, you can handle a high-thrust traffic stop with total confidence. But man, it really leaves us with a pretty provocative thought, doesn't it? Knowing your rights protects you, but what other legal rights are you unknowingly giving away right now simply because you haven't been taught how to use them? Definitely think about that the next time you get behind the wheel. Stay curious, stay informed, and I'll catch you next time.